Designing a training program specific for mountain biking can be a daunting and overwhelming task. But not to worry, in this video I will be leveraging my medical expertise as well as my love for mountain biking to guide you step by step through evidence-based training guidelines and drop several valuable pearls along the way. Be sure to watch this video in its entirety so you don't miss out on valuable information. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tyler Provost, physician and mountain biker. Passionate about bringing you entertaining and informative mountain bike specific content. Click that red subscribe button if you're into epic bike adventures, gear, health, and helpful tips to maximize your fun on the bike. Let's get into today's content. Step 1 to creating a custom mountain bike training plan is to set your goal or goals. Start broad, then get specific. For example, I'm an average mountain biker who enjoys hucking myself off drops and jumps, as well as going full send on flowy or technical single track and even downhill. So in short, my current focus is having fun on the bike, rather than preparing for a particular race. But if your goals involve competing in some capacity, whether racing or winning whip-off, that could be an advantage in setting up your training program since you can build it around your specific event goals. My broad bike goals are to develop new skills on my dirt jump bike and to have the strength and endurance to thrive on a multi-day bike trip to a bike park or a pedally enduro style trip. Specifically, I want to learn tuck no-handers on my dirt jumper and be ready for a 3 to 4 day trip I'm currently planning with friends to North Carolina to ride the Riveter slopestyle bike park and hit some trails in Pisgah. Now I want you to think about your interests, what you enjoy, flesh out your broad goals, then get as specific as you can. In fact, pause the video and let me know what your goals are in the comments below. Now that we have defined our goals in as much detail as possible, we can move to step 2, defining the components of your training program. Thankfully, the American College of Sports Medicine, or ACSM, has defined these essential components in a paper titled Quantity and Quality of Exercise for Developing and Maintaining Cardiorespiratory, Musculoskeletal, and Neuromotor Fitness in Apparently Healthy Adults Guidance for Prescribing Exercise. Cardiorespiratory exercise, commonly called cardio, is how we develop and maintain the endurance we need as mountain bikers to have fun or race well. I mean, really, how much fun are you gonna have if you're already winded pedaling from the parking lot to the trails? In other words, your cardiorespiratory fitness is a limiting factor to your fun. Resistance exercise, whether weightlifting or bodyweight exercises, serve to gain muscular strength for better bike control as well as injury prevention. Neuromotor exercise like yoga or tai chi can improve balance, coordination, and what's called proprioception. This is the sense of where your limbs are without having to look at them, and in our case, the sense of where your bike is without having to look at it. We need to work on our flexibility to increase and maintain joint mobility. And of course, bike skills. This is highly dependent on the skills you currently have and your mountain biking goals. We'll come back to this. If you're getting value out of this video so far, smash that thumbs up like button, or just push it lightly, whatever you prefer. Now that we know the components of a well-rounded training program and the benefits of each, I'm going to get into the evidence-based guidelines and specific recommendations for each component. It's important to note that these ACSM guidelines are for healthy adults, and that's because certain types of exercise can actually have greater risk than benefit in certain patient populations. For example, if you have heart or lung problems, be sure to see your doctor before starting an exercise regimen. Okay, now let's jump in. For cardiorespiratory exercise, the ACSM recommends moderate intensity exercise at least 30 minutes 5 days per week for a total of at least 150 minutes per week, or vigorous intensity cardio at least 20 minutes 3 days per week, or a combination of moderate and vigorous intensity exercise. Now, how do you know if a cardio workout is moderate or vigorous intensity? There are ways to objectively measure exercise intensity like MET or VO2 max, but that's beyond the scope of this video. In general, if you're able to talk but not sing during cardio, that can be considered moderate intensity. And if you cannot maintain a conversation, that is vigorous exercise. For resistance training, they recommend training each of the major muscle groups 2 to 3 days per week. They advise either whole body training sessions 2 to 3 times a week, or a split body routine where certain muscle groups are trained in one session and the remaining muscle groups in the next. For example, back and biceps on Monday, chest and triceps on Tuesday, legs and shoulders on Wednesday. They recommend neuromotor exercise like yoga or tai chi 2 to 3 days per week, and flexibility exercises for each of the major muscle tendon groups at least 2 days per week. But here's my thought on that. If you do yoga as your neuromotor exercise, that can certainly satisfy the flexibility recommendations at the same time. ACSM doesn't have anything to say about bike skills, but I'm going to echo what pro mountain biker Max Fredrickson says. I'm paraphrasing here, but learn something new or do something that makes you slightly uncomfortable every session.
You need to scare yourself with something new or something that you are not comfortable with every single session. Because if you do that, you're going to overcome fears. And if you overcome fears, it's just going to be easier to overcome bigger and bigger fears.
Nowadays, this is as easy as typing in the skill you want to learn into the YouTube search bar, then trying it out. Your mates that you ride with are also invaluable to your progression and you to their progression, as you constantly spur each other on and push each other to progress.
What? That was so smooth, dude.
Pro tip, ride with people that are better than you. It will make you better. Step 3, putting it all together. I'm going to give you my current training schedule as an example, that way you can see what you like or don't like when constructing your personal plan. Here's a pearl when designing your plan. Consistency is king. My current plan involves exercise every day. Now, there are legitimate concerns about overtraining that should be taken into consideration, but the added benefit of daily training is forging new neural pathways in your brain. This means eventually, instead of battling against procrastination, distractions, and temptations to get that Tuesday workout in, your brain will literally be hardwired to automatically exercise. Subscribe and click the bell icon to see what happens in my next video when I challenge myself to train every day. So Monday through Friday before work, I will put in a quick 15 minutes on a stationary bike. Then after work, I will do about 15 minutes of resistance training. And before you judge my exercise efforts, check out what you can accomplish in just 15 minutes. My resistance exercise split might look something like this. I'll take a complete upper body workout and split it between Monday and Tuesday, then split a complete leg workout between Wednesday and Thursday. I like to finish the week with either yoga or some core work like Pilates. Then I ride my local trails as much as humanly possible on the weekend. If you have the chance during the work week to hit the trails, I would personally prioritize riding because number 1, it's fun, and number 2, you are working on both cardio and bike skills. 2 for the price of 1. If you're one of those lucky people who has the time to get out for a ride nearly every day, then good for you. I'm jealous. But seriously, I would not do so at the cost of skipping resistance training and neuromotor training. Makes sense? Because then you would just be missing out on all the benefits we went over in the beginning of the video. Now, since mountain biking is a full-body athletic endeavor that requires balance and stability, my recommendation would be to find resistance exercises that require balance and counterbalance. For example, single-leg bodyweight squats, box jumps, holding plank on your right arm and left leg at the same time, certain yoga poses like half moon to warrior 3 pose, stuff like that. I personally love the P90X3 workout series as they incorporate a lot of complex movements that often require balance. But there are seemingly infinite resources available to find routines that work for you. And if you've gotten nothing out of this video so far, at least take this. Challenge yourself, discipline yourself to do something, anything, every day, and eventually you'll have literally created neural pathways in your brain for habits that will make you a better mountain biker. If you have gotten something out of this video, I would genuinely appreciate it if you click the like, subscribe, and bell buttons. If you have a group of friends that might get value out of this, please share this video with them. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one where we see what happens when I challenge myself to train every day. That is it. Stay healthy, everyone. Mind, body, and spirit. See you next time.